Karen calls 911 after trying to crack my gun safe 45 seconds later. Feds surrounded her. The air was thick with the scent of blooming jasmine as I stood in my backyard, staring at the gun safe I'd installed after too many break-ins in our quiet suburb. It was a steel beast, gleaming under the fading sunlight, a symbol of my resolve to protect what was mine. I'd never imagined it would become the spark for the chaos that unfolded that evening. Karen, my neighbor of 3 years, had always been a storm in human form. Her complaints were legendary. My dog barked too loud. My mailbox was too modern. My very existence seemed to offend her. But that day she crossed a line. I caught her red-handed, prying at my gun safe with a crowbar. Her face twisted with a strange mix of entitlement and desperation. "You're hiding something illegal in there," she shrieked, brandishing the tool like a knight with a sword. I froze, my heart pounding. "Karen, get off my property," I said, voice low but firm. She didn't budge. Instead, she pulled out her phone, dialed 911, and started screaming about a dangerous armed neighbor. Couldn't believe it. My safe was legal, registered, and untouched by anyone but me. I'd bought it after my brother, a veteran, lost his life to a home invasion. It wasn't just about guns. It was about peace of mind. But Karen's call painted me as a villain, and within 45 seconds, the wail of sirens pierced the air. Red and blue lights flashed through the trees as federal agents swarmed my yard, their boots trampling the grass I'd spent months nurturing. Karen stood smugly, arms crossed, convinced she'd won. The lead agent, a woman with sharp eyes named Agent Torres, approached me. "Sir, step away from the safe," she ordered. I complied, hands raised, explaining that I was the homeowner, that Karen had trespassed. But Karen's voice drowned mine out, spinning a tale of me hoarding illegal weapons to threaten the neighborhood. Her words were venom, and the agents' faces hardened. My stomach churned as they surrounded the safe, tools at the ready. Then came the twist I never saw coming. A soft voice broke the chaos. "She's lying." It was Mrs. Ellison, the elderly widow from across the street, hobbling forward with her cane. Her gray hair was disheveled, her eyes blazing with a fire I'd never seen in her quiet demeanor. "I saw Karen snooping around his yard last week, taking pictures of that safe. She's been obsessed with it." The crowd fell silent. Even Karen's smug grin faltered. Mrs. Ellison pulled out her phone, showing blurry but damning photos of Karen skulking near my fence at night. The agents turned their focus to Karen, who stammered, her story unraveling. Torres demanded her phone, and what they found wasn't just a 911 call. Karen had been texting someone later revealed to be her cousin, a low-level crook about valuable goods she believed were in my safe. She wasn't protecting the neighborhood. She was orchestrating a heist, using her 911 call as a diversion to frame me. The feds cuffed her as she screamed about her rights, her voice fading as they led her to a van. But the victory felt hollow. My yard was a crime scene, my name tainted by Karen's lies. Neighbors whispered, their eyes darting between me and the safe. Mrs. Ellison, my unexpected savior, placed a trembling hand on my arm. "People like her thrive on tearing others down," she said softly. "But you're stronger than their noise." Her words were a lifeline, but they couldn't erase the sting of betrayal. Karen wasn't just a nosy neighbor. She was a predator who'd weaponized her privilege, nearly destroying me in the process. As the sirens faded and the agents left, I stood alone by the safe, its steel surface now scratched from Karen's crowbar. I thought of my brother, of the promise I'd made to never let fear win. But that night, fear had come close-dressed in Karen's righteous fury, amplified by a system too quick to judge. The jasmine still bloomed, but its sweetness felt bitter now. The next morning, the neighborhood was abuzz. Some called Karen a hero, others a villain. The truth, as always, was Messier. She'd moved away by week's end, her house sold to a quiet family who kept to themselves. But her shadow lingered, a reminder of how fast trust can fracture. Mrs. Ellison became my daily coffee companion, her stories of resilience teaching me more about courage than any gun safe ever could. In the end, The real crime wasn't Karen's attempt to crack my safe, it was her attempt to crack my humanity. She failed, but the cost was steep. My safe still stands, a silent sentinel, but now it guards more than steel. It guards a lesson. Safety isn't just about locks. It's about the people we choose to trust, and those we must fight to prove wrong. What do you think? Where does justice lie when trust and truth collide in a community?